So I just came from out of the store where I was trying to get some meat, and I had a particular situation where there was this gentleman working on the cooling system where the meat is stored. Well, I noticed that this gentleman was being very short with customers, and just very agitated, right? And so, because I was cognizant, I'm always trying to be cognizant of my surroundings. I needed to get, a package of meat, and so I worked my way around in a way where the guy didn't have to adjust to me. I can easily reach over because I'm much taller. I have longer arms, so I can do that without anyone having to adjust. Well, even though I was successful with doing that, the gentleman looked up at me and blew his breath. And I said, "Oh no, don't worry about it. You're okay, sir." And he looked at me and he said, "I know I'm okay, but you're not." And so I looked back at him. While he was down on the ground. He was kneeling, and I had this tall presence. You guys know I'm 6'2", 225 pounds, 16.8% body fat. So I'm a pretty big guy, right? I'm a father, and it's one of those things where I always try to make sure I lead by example. So this was one of those cases where I could have chosen to play into my physique or play that card, but guys, this is where using silence and letting your presence do the talking speaks volumes. This is not just, cliche just for talk whenever I talk about getting your body right and that your presence speak for itself. Because in this situation, my presence really did speak for itself. Because when I remained silent and with this face that I have right here, I just turned around and walked away, grabbed my meat. The gentleman later approached, out of all the people that he was getting upset with, he approached me and said, "Hey, I didn't mean anything by it. I apologize." And that's when it hit me in my mind that, a lot of us, the ones that do the most talking, is because they haven't built anything internally. They haven't built a presence that speaks for itself. Because when a guy sees that you're a man that's built, but you're also in control over your tongue, and over your ego, damn, you become powerful, guys.